What if I told you that the most important event in shaping early America didn't happen in Boston, Philadelphia, or even on American soil at all? What if the future of the United States was decided on a small Caribbean island where enslaved men and women rose up, overthrew one of the most powerful empires in the world, and in the process forced America to change forever? This is the hidden story of the Haitian Revolution's impact on the United States and why American leaders lived in fear of it. The Haitian Revolution is one of the most extraordinary events in world history, yet it is one of the least taught in American schools. In 1791, on the French colony of Saint-Domingue, what we now know as Haiti, enslaved Africans launched a massive uprising. It began with secret gatherings, drums beating in the night, and whispered plans among men and women who had been stolen from Africa and forced into brutal labor on sugar plantations. Their uprising was not a single riot, but a sustained war that would last more than a decade, involving France, Britain, and Spain, and ultimately toppling one of the richest colonies in the world. Under the leadership of men like Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, the enslaved population fought not just for survival, but for freedom, dignity, and independence. By 1804, they had succeeded, declaring Haiti the first free black republic in the world and the only successful slave revolt in history. For the United States, this was more than a distant event. It was a revolution that shook the foundations of slavery, trade, politics, and identity. It was an event American leaders could not ignore, though many desperately tried to. In the 1790s, America was still a young nation, barely finding its footing after independence. George Washington was president, and the new Constitution was only a few years old. Americans watched the French Revolution in Europe with fascination. But when that revolution spilled into the Caribbean and ignited a slave uprising, the mood shifted. For northern merchants, the Haitian Revolution was a crisis and an opportunity. Saint-Domingue had supplied an enormous share of the world's sugar and coffee, and as the colony burned, those supplies collapsed. American merchants rushed to fill the gap, trading directly with the revolutionaries, sending flour, fish, and lumber in exchange for coffee and sugar. Some even profited enormously from Haiti's turmoil. But in the South, the reaction was very different. Southern slaveholders looked at Haiti and saw their worst nightmare. Here was proof that enslaved people, when pushed beyond endurance, could organize, fight, and win. Reports of massacres, uprisings, and battles filled American newspapers. Southern planters shuddered at the idea that their own slaves might draw inspiration from Haiti. This fear shaped American policy from the very beginning, dividing the nation along the lines of slavery long before the Civil War. No figure embodied America's conflicted relationship with Haiti more than Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, spoke eloquently about liberty and the rights of man. Yet he was also a slaveholder with hundreds of enslaved people at Monticello. When news of the Haitian Revolution reached America, Jefferson was torn. On one hand, as a revolutionary himself, he should have admired the Haitians for throwing off tyranny. On the other hand, as a slaveholder, he was terrified that their example would spread. At first, Jefferson supported limited trade with Haiti, even as president. But when Haiti declared independence in 1804, Jefferson's attitude hardened. He feared that recognizing Haiti would encourage rebellion among America's enslaved population. Under pressure from Southern planters, he cut off diplomatic recognition and imposed trade restrictions. For decades, the United States refused to acknowledge Haiti as a nation, isolating it from the international community. This was not just a matter of foreign policy, it was a statement of fear. America, a nation that prided itself on liberty, could not bring itself to recognize the liberty of black revolutionaries. Jefferson's dilemma revealed the hypocrisy at the heart of the American experiment. Liberty for some, slavery for others. Irony is one of history's greatest storytellers, and nowhere is it clearer than in the Louisiana Purchase. When we talk about Jefferson's presidency, this is often framed as one of his crowning achievements. The moment when America doubled in size, when the Mississippi River and New Orleans became part of the United States, when the dream of westward expansion became possible. But the truth is, this achievement was born directly from the Haitian Revolution, a revolution Jefferson himself tried to ignore. Napoleon Bonaparte had grand ambitions. He saw the Americas not as a distant colony, but as a vast empire, a twin to his European conquests. His vision was simple. Saint-Domingue, the jewel of the Caribbean, would be the beating heart of this empire, producing sugar, coffee, and unimaginable wealth. The Louisiana Territory would serve as the breadbasket, supplying grain, livestock, and food to feed the Caribbean plantations. New Orleans, with its vital port, would tie the whole system together. France, reborn as a global empire, would dominate both sides of the Atlantic. But then came the Haitian Revolution. Napoleon sent tens of thousands of his best troops, including veterans from his European campaigns, to crush the uprising. He expected a swift victory. Instead, he found defeat. Yellow fever tore through his armies. Guerrilla warfare and organized assaults by Haitian revolutionaries bled French forces dry. By 1803, Napoleon had lost not only his soldiers, but also his dream. Without Saint-Domingue, Louisiana was meaningless. It could not supply an empire that no longer existed. And so, Napoleon turned to Jefferson with an offer. For $15 million, about 4 cents an acre, the United States could purchase the Louisiana Territory, stretching from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains. Jefferson, despite his own doubts about constitutional authority, seized the chance. America doubled in size overnight. Control of the Mississippi gave farmers a lifeline, settlers a path westward, and the young nation a sense of destiny. But here is the irony. None of it would have been possible without Haiti. It was the Haitian Revolution that destroyed Napoleon's empire in the Americas. It was the Haitian Revolution that forced France to abandon Louisiana. And it was the Haitian Revolution that gave Jefferson his great achievement. The map of the United States as we know it today, the sweeping expanse from the Great Plains to the Rockies, the foundation for westward expansion, owes its existence not to Jefferson's brilliance, but to the defiance of enslaved men and women in Haiti. Yet Jefferson could never acknowledge that debt. Instead, he tried to bury Haiti's story while celebrating his own. If the Louisiana Purchase was Haiti's gift to America, the shadow it cast over the South was its curse. Because with every acre gained, the question loomed larger. What if Haiti's example spread? What if enslaved men and women in America looked south and saw a model for their own freedom? Slaveholders didn't just worry about this possibility, they lived in terror of it. After the Haitian Revolution, Southern legislatures moved quickly to tighten control. Laws were rewritten with Haiti in mind. Enslaved people were forbidden to learn to read or write because literacy meant communication, and communication meant conspiracy. Night patrols were expanded. Restrictions on gatherings grew harsher. The legal system became more brutal, with harsher punishments for even small acts of defiance. It was as if America tried to build a wall of laws around its enslaved population to keep out the contagion of revolution. And yet, the wall leaked. Gabriel's rebellion in 1800 in Virginia was inspired by Haiti. Gabriel, a blacksmith, planned to march on Richmond with hundreds of men, seize the governor, and demand freedom. Though betrayed before it began, the plan sent shockwaves through Virginia's elite. They knew exactly where the idea had come from. In 1822, Denmark Vesey, a free black man in Charleston, South Carolina, organized one of the most ambitious planned uprisings in American history. Vesey had once lived in the Caribbean. He read about Haiti, studied its leaders, and used its revolution as proof that enslaved people could succeed. Though his conspiracy was discovered and crushed, Vesey's plans terrified Charleston's slave-holding elite. And in 1831, Nat Turner led the most famous rebellion in American history. His uprising killed dozens of whites and spread panic throughout Virginia. While Turner's revolt was deeply rooted in religious visions, white planters still saw Haiti behind it, the ghost haunting every act of resistance. The lesson was clear. No matter how tightly the South tried to control its enslaved population, the idea of Haiti could not be contained. Haiti had shown that freedom was possible, and that knowledge was more powerful than any chain or whip. For African Americans, Haiti was not a specter of fear. It was a beacon of hope. In the North, free black communities held celebrations on January 1st, Haiti's Independence Day, honoring the only successful slave revolution in history. Abolitionist newspapers praised Haiti as living proof that black men and women were capable not only of freedom, but of leadership, governance, and dignity. Haiti's influence reached beyond America. In South America, independence leader Simón Bolívar found refuge and aid in Haiti. The Haitian government provided him with soldiers, weapons, and resources on the condition that he free enslaved people in the lands he liberated. Haiti was not content to free itself. It sought to spread freedom abroad. In the United States, abolitionists like Frederick Douglass invoked Haiti as a living example of justice. Douglass himself, later serving as U.S. ambassador to Haiti, described it as the place where the black man first stood up in the face of the white man and asserted his right to liberty. For Douglass, Haiti was not just a nation, it was a symbol of possibility, proof that the future could look different. For enslaved people, the very idea of Haiti was powerful. Even if they never saw it, even if they never set foot on its shores, the knowledge that enslaved men and women had seized their own destiny was enough to inspire courage. Whispered stories of Toussaint Louverture or Dessalines circulated among enslaved communities. The message was clear. Slavery was not eternal. It could be broken. Haiti was the proof. And that was exactly why U.S. leaders feared it so much. Because Haiti dismantled the myth at the heart of slavery. The idea that enslaved people were incapable of self-rule, incapable of independence, incapable of freedom. Haiti showed the lie for what it was, and that was a threat greater than any army. So why did U.S. leaders fear Haiti? The answer lies not just in what Haiti did, but in what it represented. It exposed the contradictions of America itself. The United States was a nation born from revolution, preaching liberty and equality, yet it was also a nation built on slavery. Haiti's very existence forced America to confront that contradiction. And instead of facing it, America chose denial. For nearly 60 years, the United States refused to recognize Haiti diplomatically. Trade was restricted, isolating Haiti economically. American newspapers portrayed the island as chaotic, violent, and backward, ignoring the truth of its revolutionary triumph. Politicians avoided mentioning it. Textbooks left it out, and history classrooms skipped over it for generations. Haiti became a silence in American memory, a deliberate erasure designed to keep its example from spreading. But erasure cannot erase reality. Haiti's impact on America is everywhere. It reshaped the nation's geography through the Louisiana Purchase. It inspired generations of enslaved people to dream of freedom. It strengthened the abolitionist movement by proving that slavery was not natural but imposed, and it revealed, more than anything else, that America's promise of liberty was incomplete. The legacy continues today. Haiti still struggles with the consequences of isolation and punishment inflicted by the very powers that feared it. Yet its revolution remains one of the most important in world history. Haiti was the first nation to prove that freedom could be won against impossible odds, that people in chains could not only break free, but build a nation of their own. That example terrified America's leaders because it told a truth they were desperate to hide. Liberty belongs to everyone. So, what do you think? Was the Haitian Revolution America's hidden turning point, the event that doubled its size, haunted its South, and exposed its hypocrisy? And why do you think this story has been so carefully left out of our history books? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below. And let me know what topics you'd like to see uncovered in future videos. Together, we'll keep bringing light to the history they never wanted us to know.